So we're doing rear brakes on a GLB 250. Automatic. So obviously I already have the vehicle jacked up on this side. And on this side. Alright, so let's pause the video here. I already put the vehicle in. I released the rear e-brakes and I put the vehicle in fitting position so we can change the brakes. You have to put the vehicle in fitting position. So I already did it. I'll show you how to do it at the end of the video to take it out so you guys will see how to do that. I did the front brakes already. So here's one thing I like to do. As you can see, I sucked out some of the brake fluid because it was so high, so it won't overflow. So you want to do that. You want to suck the brake fluid out a little bit first, and then get to work. Because if you don't do that, the brake fluid can spill out, and at the end you top it back off. Okay, so we're gonna get started by taking the tires off first. Okay, the first tool I'm gonna recommend getting is the Milwaukee. This is a Milwaukee fuel gun. I forgot the model number, but it's an M18 battery. This is the best gun to take off the tires or to remove anything. This is very strong. So I recommend you getting this gun. I don't work for Milwaukee. I don't work for Snap-on, none of these companies. But this gun has given me years of good use. And look at it. It's still dirty. Got to clean it up a little bit, but it has done the job. And I'll show you how to take it off. The first thing you need is this, and you need a 17mm impact socket to remove the rear tires. Alright, so now we have our 17mm impact socket with a Milwaukee gun. And this car has wheel lock, so I'm going to use a wheel lock to remove it. Here's a wheel lock right here. Simple with this gun, it comes off so easy. Give it a good tap. I remove this, so I don't want to lose this. Let me get a mallet. It helps take it off. 1 second. All right. So the tire is off. The next socket you need is you need a T30. You need a Torx 30. I usually get the Snap-on Torx 30. This is the strongest one, the strongest ones in the market. Snap-on Torx 30. Never fail me. And you don't need to use a gun or anything. All you need is a regular ratchet, 3/8, and watch how it come off. That's it. Comes right off simply. And I just get a little pry bar. Something like this. And I just pry this out a little bit. That's it. Just a little bit to get the tie, to get the pads off the rotor. Now we're gonna get a tool for this, and I'll show you what the size of that is. Once again, this is a E12. I use Snap-on. I love Snap-on. You need E12. That's what's gonna fit on this one. 2020 GLB. And then it's gonna work. Loosen that one up. There's one down here. Always keep your tools on the side. Keep it neat. So remember I said we put that pressure off the reason we did that so it could come out very easy. Always have a pry bar, a good tool to use. And there we go. Now, obviously you can see the pad, the e-brake is all the way out because these pads were like really close, very low. That's why we're changing them. So I just put a pad here. This one here we remove. We'll get rid of that. I'll set this here for a second. There's another tool I use. This is called a clamp tool. So basically, we're gonna push that piston back in. Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Just have a bungee or a bungee cord or anything, so you won't put stress on the harness for this. You don't want that to damage, and you don't want to put stress on the brake line. But I'm just trying to do this quickly, so I didn't get one. Anyway, this should be a little more. So these brakes are really low, so it's just way out the piston. There we go. And we just turn it in. And remember, we have to deactivate the e-brake in the rear, because if you don't do that, you can damage the motor or you can damage the piston inside. So you want to make sure you always deactivate the e-brakes. Going nice and smooth. Remember, I took out some of that brake fluid, so then the fluid won't overflow when we push them back in the piston. That should be it right there. So, we're done with this. That's in enough. So we'll take this and put this on the side right here. And now we gotta loosen the 2 screws back here for the actual bracket. And these are also E sockets. So let me go get these tools. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So to remove this, you need this is a E18 socket. Again, I'm rocking with Snap-on. E18 socket. And then you need some kind of breaker bar to break the back bolts. And this holds the bracket on. Let me take it off. I'll pause this because you don't need to see me take this bracket off. It's gonna take a minute, so. All right, so I loosened it by hand now. Here's our bolts. Our bracket is removed. And that's it. Now we have the roller. Now I'm gonna remove that rotor. So get my big boy hammer, give it what they call a love tap. There you go. Alright. So we got our new rotor. Line it up. There you go. I get my socket, my nut. I didn't change these because it's still new. It's still okay. By hand. Back up T30. Turn it up. You don't have to go tight. This is just holds the holder on. That's it. That's all you need. Then we're gonna put our bracket back on. Everything back. That one's court. Alright. Do the court. Now I'm gonna go back to my E18. Tighten those two down. This is boring, so I'm gonna pause it here while I tighten this. Alright, so now we gotta change these clips. One, two, three. This one isn't cooperating. 4. I have to put it here first. Go down with it. Go down with it. Put this here first. There. Last one. There we go. Well, now we got another set of clips. I don't know why they use all these clips, but gotta put it back. One goes here. Like that. One goes here. Like this. Just put it in like this. And the other one. It goes like this. And these pads are like, they can go on either side. Because these don't have no sensor. This one goes like this. And then, same deal. Give me a little hard time. I don't want it in. Sometimes you get this one cooperate. Just gotta make sure it's adjusted correctly. Actually, let me get it right.
All that wide strip I can.
There we go. So see it right. That's it. One second. Attach these two bolts, caliper bracket, caliper. Got it. Corner. Put that on there. Put back our E12. This one kind of loose. Maybe 12. That's tight. Try this one again. That's good. One more time. And that's it. This side is done. Now we'll leave it and do the other side. Now we move to the other side. Get a little dark. Get a little light here. Once again. Once again, we're going to start off with this. Was it the T30? Sorry, T30. Again, you don't need to torque it. You don't need a lot of it. Let's go. There we go. Came off. Again, pry bar, got a cheap Husky one, just to put a little space between it. The rotor and the pad. Okay, that didn't work out too well, but there's a little space there. Now I'm going to take off these two bolts in the back. That's the E12. Loose. At this point, you should be able to take it up by your hand. One. There's two. Take this off. Caliper. We're gonna remove our pads. Wow, look at that, huh? Almost middle to middle. Got it right in time. We'll take out two, like we did last time, sequence. I'll compress two. Where I bought this one, I think I bought it from Mac Tools. Ain't working out too well with this light, huh? There we go. This piston is all the way out. Turn it back in. Here we go. That's a max. Put this to the side for a second. Now I gotta do our bracket. I'm gonna pause it. I need to show you the boring details. All right. Get the bolts out. Bracket. Same thing, I'm gonna hit that with a little hammer. Here we go. Roll it off. Alright, so I usually clean it, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna put it on. It's not too bad anyway. Alright. Alright. So now, for the caliper to be put on. For the brake rotor. Alright, about right there. Let's get our tool. Get our T30. We'll put our socket back on. And we'll screw our little nut back in. So these nuts, you should change them every time you do the brakes, but this one is not bad. So I'm doing it by hand. Like I said, I have a technique putting it on where it doesn't really get damaged. That's all it needs. Just a snug. I'm gonna put our bracket back on. Alright, a quart of bracket bolts. So I'm going to tighten it once again. I'm going to start it first with my E18. So, again, I'll save you the boring details. Alright, so this is the end. Tighten it down. The top bolt. Alright. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Alright. Whew. That's it. Once again, we're going to remove the clips. One. That's two. Okay. 4. Here's my new clips. Let's see, I just do it by hand. One. Two. 3. Got that 4th one I fell back there. 4. 4. Let's get the pads. We have our pads here. Let's put our clips on them. Same way we did last time. There we go. Our brake pads is in. Make sure our brake line looks good. Screws back in. At the end of the video, I'm gonna try to put all the torque specs for you guys, so you know what it is. We'll finish it up with our E12 and we're done. That's good. And that's it. Our brake job is done. So now we're gonna put our tires back on, and I'll show you guys how to take off the put back the brakes to the rear pads to fitted position. All right, all right. Tires back on.
The back plate. They shipped me something else. I said, man, mistake.
So now we're gonna do the final part. The wheels are tightened down a little bit. Just touch the ground a little bit. We're gonna torque it. Let's get the torque wrench ready. 150 Newton meters. This is the lug nut, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so this is the last video. Checking the fluid level. Fluid level looks good. When I pumped it, it came up top, which was nice. Still in the GLB. So I'm just gonna, it has enough in there. I'll put the cover back on. Nice and tight. Now I want to show you guys how to turn the thing back on. Put the brakes back into fitted position. Sorry. Oil brakes to change. Okay. So now we're gonna go back to fitted position. As you can see, it says parking brake. See operator's menu. Turn the key to position 1. Then you hit OK, which is this button here. Then you go back out, which is the back arrow here. Scroll back to So it's not showing now, right? So the trick is you gotta hit the back arrow and then this button. And it has to be on the trip menu, which is at right now. So I'm gonna try to do this with one hand. It might be hard. So, okay. Let's see if it came up. Nope. Try it one more time. Hold this and this. Back. There we go. Nope, didn't do it. Has to be on the mileage menu. See mileage, has to be there. Back. Do his back, then hold this. No, we don't want that. And there we go. Then push this button and back. And then it brings up the workshop menu. Zoom in. So now, pad replacement. It's kind of blurry. Sorry about the blur, guys. Let me see if I can zoom in. Being too blurry. So this is the best I can probably get. There we go. Fitted position reach. I went hit OK. This black button is the OK button. As you can see, the pads are going back into position. Alright, fitted position has been exited. Confirm with OK. OK button is a black button again. And then we go back to this menu. And then we just hit the back arrow right here. Then we get out. Then we hit OK button on the trip computer. And that's it. So then I'll turn the key off. Now I want to pump the brakes for the front brakes. Because we just did a brake job in the front. That's what I'm doing now, pumping the front brakes. Just to get the pressure back up. That feels nice and hard. Start it back up. See what happens. Alright. No messages. Everything looks good. Now we're gonna do a road test. Alright, guys.